Kimberly Crail is a wise woman, herbalist, and educator who came from Wall Street to the weeds. Casey's mission is to teach folks how to heal themselves using whole plants and foods as medicine. You can heal yourself with simple and inexpensive methods, foods, and herbs. And now, here's the host of Weeds of Wisdom, Kimberly Crail.
Hi, this is Kimberly Crail, also known as Casey the Wise Woman, and this is Weeds of Wisdom, Planting Food for Thought, and it's Tuesday, September 30th. Can you believe it? It's almost October, and I'm down here in still very hot and humid Florida, and I'm been struggling these last couple of weeks with a sick kitty who's getting older, but she decided she wants to stay, so we're going to do everything that we can to make her happy and healthy as possible. So my guest tonight, I'm very excited to have Melodie Porter, who is a mushroom expert, and mushrooms are incredible in terms of nourishment and in terms of healing. So I'm very excited to get her perspective and more of her ancient wisdom on these wonderful, wonderful plants. And just as a reminder, you know, the incentives in the current business model are such that, you know, honestly, the doctor doesn't really have a lot of arrows in the quiver to make you well, because then you would no longer be a patient. So always, you know, see if you can't find something natural before you run to a doctor. Consult an herbalist like myself, or a mushroom expert, or anyone who knows about the plants, because every drug actually started out as a plant, just so you know. And the other thing I want to just remind everyone is that there's a lot of mind control out there. It goes by many names. Advertising is one of them, but we are, you know, once you are aware that there are mind control programs out there through the media and some of the programming, et cetera, and social media, you can understand what you're dealing with. Otherwise, if you're unaware, then the programming has done its job. So Melodie Porter is a passionate entrepreneur. She's dedicated to promoting health and wellness through innovative mushroom-based products. As a co-founder of Sunrise Harvest Mushroom Farm, Melodie seamlessly blends her expertise in cultivation with her deep spiritual practices, including Reiki. Melodie is a devoted parent who values balance, rest, and creativity, dedicating time to family and personal well-being. Through intention setting and thoughtful product design, Melodie aims to enrich the community in Central Florida, bringing wellness and positivity to all. Melodie aims to help others see the easy ways to cook mushrooms so they aren't intimidated by them. She loves to cook and eat. She has and continues to have so much rest and healing from the mushrooms that she loves assisting others in their own revelations. Her website is sunriseharvestmushroomfarm.com, or you can find her on Facebook by the same name. So without further ado, let me welcome Melodie. Hi, how are you doing, Melodie?
Doing good. Thanks for having me on.
Oh, it's so lovely. You know, I don't actually grow things. I tried growing mushrooms, you know, in one of those logs, and it was a disaster. My mother died before we ever got the mushrooms out of the logs that were supposed to help, you know, with the cancer. But yeah. So what, you know, I came from Wall Street to the weeds, as I like to say. You know, I used to work for the world's biggest junk food company, PepsiCo, and you know, and now I teach herbal medicine. So, you know, have you always been interested in, you know, mushrooms and healing with plants, or tell me about your story?
All right. Well, I guess if you came from Wall Street, I came from the Mennonites to mushrooms. I don't know if you're
I love it.
familiar with the Mennonites, but my dad hails from Pennsylvania, where it's a large community of Mennonites, and my grandma had an epic garden that she shared with my Aunt Rosie. I mean, there was miles of mint and strawberries and rhubarb and corn. I mean, you name it, and they canned and they, put up food, and it was just so inspiring as a kid. I thought it was normal, this felt very normal to me. So we spent my siblings and I spent many summers up in Pennsylvania, and just running around in the woods and burying dead animals and you name it, and also very normal to me. As far as the healing part of the journey, that kind of took place when in 2009, when, we were all going under some duress from the economy. I ended my painting job that I had a one woman show, interior exterior painting, and
Wow.
asked to be working at the chiropractor in town, actually here in Crystal River. And there I found herbs and medicines, because a lot of
Right.
chiropractors, they do deal
Yeah.
with natural plants, and it was a different world to me. And
Right.
I had a gluten intolerance, which I thought was a life sentence. And, just, I've always been aware of my body. My mom always seemed to be very aware and also go to herbs for healing. So I thought, well, let's try some of this out. So
Wow.
I started, my boss was very promoting detoxing and healing your body with food, and which was a part of the detox. It was 21-day cleanse, and I still do that cleanse once a year. It's just amazing. I don't know if you've heard of Standard Process Vitamin, their company. They're all organic, and
Oh,
they have an amazing detox, heavy metals, and all of that.
okay.
So, yeah, I healed a lot. I healed a lot in my body, and I became very passionate about, um, sharing what healing I've had with
Nice.
anyone around me.
Nice.
So,
I love the fact that, it's in your family, because really that's the way most healing wisdom, you know, down through the ages has been passed on, is,
yeah,
orally and, apprenticing, or, from mother to daughter. And, and grandmother always, so when people ask, hey, how should I cook? I don't know, ask your grandmother, right? How would she make it? I guarantee you she's not lightly steaming her vegetables. Um, you know,
right.
so, right. And a lot of the things that, and part of the reason I put the mind control in there is a lot of the things that we're taught are good for us are just advertising and marketing, right? So, for example, they wanted to make fat bad, but fat isn't really bad for you. And, they wanted to make cholesterol bad so they could sell more drugs to lower your, statin, so, my point in reminding people of that is that that's not the truth. And in fact, the law says that you should be expecting them to lie to you when they're advertising. So
Mm,
keep that in mind, because it seems like a lot of the times what's recommended is just the opposite of what is really, builds our health. And so
yeah.
that's why I always say consult with your grandmother when in doubt. Um,
Yes.
yeah, and especially from a Mennonite community. I mean, that's sort of not Amish, but sort of on that continuum. Is that
Yes,
sort
we
of
could have buttons and drive cars.
okay?
Yeah,
You could have buttons. Okay. Wow, wow.
yeah.
But it's really it's a different relationship with with your body and with the land and with the plants and with the animals, I would imagine. Is that right?
Absolutely. Yeah, it was definitely, like I said, it was very natural and normal for me to be a part of that community and understanding. And we ate whole foods. We didn't
Right.
always have these pre-cooked TV dinners. It was just we had whole food, which is, you talk about how we're expected to be lied to with the information. One thing is true, if we eat food that looks like food, it's not highly processed, we're already ahead of the game, you
I
know?
completely agree with that. I completely agree with that. And you know what? There's no money in it because,
Right.
processing equals profit. So that's why it's cheaper to
Mm,
buy fresh broccoli than it is to buy canned broccoli or frozen broccoli or any kind of chopped, is processing. So, and there's profit all along that route, but the profit is small when it's whole. And
right.
so, but Mother Nature isn't transactional. She provides everything in abundance. We just have to know what it is that we need and actually choose that. But yeah, the whole the whole foods are so important.
Yeah. And
That's great.
seasonally, we don't have watermelon all year. We don't have
Right.
tomatoes all year. So eating in the season, it's what our body needs at that time too. So
Right.
luckily, we're in Florida and we can grow pretty much all year round.
Yeah.
The winter
Yeah.
garden, I'm very excited because that's my favorite time of the year to plant anything.
Yes, it's
Um,
just coming time to plant now. The heat is
yeah.
main heat has passed. So
Yeah.
yeah, I haven't adapted yet to zone 10A,
Oof,
where I'm at. So
it's painful.
it's been, yeah, it's painful. And we have no topsoil. It's all sand where I live. So
No.
um, yeah. So but anyway, that's my story, not yours. So tell me how you got involved specifically. So you went to work for the chiropractor. You got turned on to the herbs, and so then you're like, wow, this is really cool. And then mushrooms. I mean, how
Yeah,
did we
the
get from
jump to
there to
mushrooms.
yeah, yeah, yeah. How did we hop onto that little mushroom?
So I've always been fascinated with mushrooms. You kick up some bark or you turn over a log in the woods, and there's these little white threads, running through the forest, unbeknownst to most of us. So it's always been fascinating to me. And around 2008, around that time, I was, thinking to myself, if they can just grow in the wild, why can't I just grab some leaves and grow mushrooms? So it kind of began back there, but when I really got into mushrooms was when I was having some other health issues, some depression actually.
Mm,
And I turned towards microdosing at the time,
hmm.
not wanting to take pharmaceutical drugs,
Right.
not wanting to hurt more of my body while helping another part. And honestly, a lot of the depression that I was experiencing, which I had never experienced before, was
Mm,
me just not being true to myself and honoring myself. That's
mm,
absolutely what it came down to. And little by little, I um I started to come out of it. I started using lavender as well, um,
hmm.
and just different essential oils to just tangerine helped give me a little bit of energy and excitement for the day, but it was very small steps, and it was like I had this internal dialogue um, directing me to only do what I loved. And I
Mm,
mean, I couldn't get up and make a meal for my family because it wasn't what I wanted to do. Maybe I wanted
mm,
to just go outside and watch my goats in
mm,
the woods or
mm,
whatever it is. But as I started following my path, and started only doing what I loved, which felt so selfish, by the way. It felt extremely selfish. And I look back at it and think, oh, you did it, Melody, you did it.
Right? As
Because
if
I would just,
selfishness was a bad thing.
I know. Well, that's another mindset that needs to be
Yeah.
broken, you
Yeah,
know.
that's a story. There you go.
And it's a mindset that I aim to break over my daughter too, so that she does not,
Mm.
so she feels perfectly fine honoring what she wants and what she loves to do. So she's in here in my journey too. She's 11 now, Maya.
Oh,
So
oh, right,
yeah, and
Maya.
I know the end and the beginning, maybe.
11. Oh boy. You got
Yes.
some fun times ahead.
Yep, it's already getting really fun.
I bet, because kids are, yeah. I mean, with the internet and everything, I bet it's a whole different world for kids
It
today.
is. It is a
Yeah,
struggle, but
yeah, yeah.
yeah. So she
So,
still loves to be outside.
yeah, well, that's good. Well, yeah, and and pass down the wisdom, right? That's the key, is that we keep it
Absolutely.
going, right? Through the, it's usually passed down through the mother line, anyway, but sometimes, dads get in there and really get into it, especially when it comes to turning over the soil and doing some of the heavy lifting. So now you have a farm, is that right? You're actually growing mushrooms?
Yes, we have two humidity and temperature controlled grow rooms. We're very
Okay.
proud of. I am very proud of.
Yay.
It's my
Yay.
favorite part of all the mushroom process, the laboratory work, and then pulling off those beautiful mushrooms and putting them in the cooler. It's, yeah.
And
Yep.
what kind of mushrooms do you grow?
We grow a variety of oysters, pink, yellow, blue. It's hard to just stop growing different varieties. I kind of get how God felt.
Right?
Or
Yes.
whoever put us
So,
here.
so
Let's
much
see this
abundance, right?
combination.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah, yeah.
It's
Right.
so exciting, and growing lion's mane is, with each one that I grow, um, it's a different connection with the mushrooms, different knowledge that comes in with growing lion's mane, growing oysters. I mean, they're all immune system assistants. They all help
Right.
our adrenals, our
Hmm.
stress receptors. All of that. These mushrooms, they're delicious and they're on our plates, but they are helping us daily um, with all the little underlying stress that we are experiencing by not living to our true
Mm.
potential and doing what we love. They're
Right.
here just helping us. They're going to get it
Right.
one day. The mushrooms are cheering us on.
Right. Right. Yes. Yes. Well, and the thing about your story was that it wasn't that the mushrooms really healed you. It's just that they allowed you to see what was the why you had manifested this depression, this dis-ease. And so once
Absolutely.
you understood it and you acknowledged it and you addressed it, then your issue was resolved.
Yep.
And so had you not, but I've often found this when I consult with people. You can throw as many herbal or other remedies at something, but if the sort of metaphysical aspect hasn't been addressed, then I find that the problem tends to persist. So I think that's an
Absolutely.
important point. It's not a take this for that kind of process that results in the kind of healing that most people are truly seeking. Um, what do you think?
Absolutely. That's definitely been true for me. Yeah.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I still, it did bring me to a place of more wholeness and um it's still bringing me there, because I still think in this mushroom growing process there's a lot of work. There's a lot
Hmm.
of physical labor, um and we're in Florida, so air conditioners out, humidity stopped working, all of these,
Right.
all of it shows me that I'm still doing what I love also.
Mm.
I'm still
Mm-hmm.
doing what I love, and to not overdo was my point. Like, still remember where I was and where I was in dis-ease, and coming back to this neutral place where, am I still doing what I love? Let me take a break. Let me
Mm.
go ground. Let me recalibrate. So no
Right.
matter what we're growing, I mean, it could be anything. The plants, the mushrooms, they just remind me. I mean, I feel like they're sentient, honestly.
Oh, they
And
totally
they're,
are. Plants are all sentient.
yes,
Everything is
absolutely.
sentient. Even the rocks are
Yeah,
sentient.
yeah,
Absolutely. It's all
yeah.
vibration. It's all frequency. We're all a big
Right.
symphony, is really what it is.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
it
So,
is.
and
We can't
the
hear it
mushrooms,
necessarily.
yeah, and the mushrooms, I know a lot of people are a little bit afraid about mushrooms, especially in the wild.
Yeah.
Is there, is can you, give the audience some sense of like, hey, don't just go out and, how to actually safely go out there and start foraging, or how would you recommend people get introduced to the mushrooms?
I would definitely recommend you visiting your local farmers market and being introduced that way. And because, like you said, it's been passed down, this fear of
Hmm.
eating mushrooms. It has been passed down. So many people that come to us, step up to us at a farmer's market, or come to our house Tuesdays and Fridays when we're open, they say, I used to pick mushrooms in the woods with my grandpa or my grandma, and
Right,
they're
right.
the ones that are frequently coming back because they feel like they're safe. So if you are really nervous about them, step into the farmer's market and find your local mushroom dealer and
Right,
eat
right,
some mushrooms and get the health benefits and that, and have them speak to you. But
right.
I started going out with Steve Igas, Igas. He is a mushroom guide, and let me tell you, he knows every scientific and Latin name of these mushrooms. I went out with him on Saturday last time. It was the second time, and we haven't had a lot of rain. I don't know about down there, but the first mushroom hunt we went with a homeschool group, and we found so many mushrooms. And the
Nice.
second time, there's always a lesson. The second time we found a heck of a lot of poisonous mushrooms. And they're
Oh no.
basically, there's a rule, but it's beautiful because we have to know. We have to
Then you
know
have the
both of those.
lesson. Yeah, you had the contrast.
Exactly.
Right, exactly. You could see, oh
Exactly.
yeah, see how different this is, and yeah,
Yes, it was a
yeah.
really stark contrast. And basically, if it's white and growing on the ground, don't eat it.
Right, right
That's a
on.
general rule,
Yeah, as a general
because
rule.
there's,
Well, and as
yeah.
a general rule, also, I teach people, in terms of herbs, stinging nettle actually looks an awful lot like white snakeroot weed,
Hmm.
even when it's blooming. And in fact, it's said that that's what killed Abraham Lincoln's mother. She cooked it up thinking it was nettle, and it killed her. So my
Hmm.
point to people is be absolutely certain you know what you're doing. If you're going to be out in the forest or the field harvesting any sort of wild plant or anything, because
Yeah.
it's herbs are generally speaking very safe. That's the one that I just example I gave is an exception. So are mushrooms. I mean, there are probably many more varieties that are safe than there are poisonous. But
Right.
if you don't know what you're doing, then yes, go to your local farmer's market and find your local mushroom farm. So no, I
Yes.
that's important. Safety is always important. All right, perfect. So we're going to be taking a break here in just a minute. But when we come back, I really want to talk a lot more about your offerings in terms of whether that's mushrooms or mushroom products, and how people are actually, your customers are actually using these things. And then I know you love to cook and eat, so maybe some of your favorite recipes
All
before we
right.
finish today, if that'd be all right.
Sounds good.
All right, perfect. So let me just see here. All right. Here we go.
The new book, How to Research a Haunted House by paranormal investigator Margie Kay and professional researcher Violet Wisdom, is now available from Unex Media. This one-of-a-kind book explains how to do research on a house with uncommon methods and resources used by historic home researchers, and how to determine who may be doing the haunting and why. How to Research a Haunted House can be used by homeowners, renters, investors, and it should be in the library of all professional paranormal investigators. Get this unique book at unexmedia.com or amazon.com. That's unexmedia.com or amazon.com. The Unex Network presents a health and wellness spiritually based brand of hemp-derived CBD products made by Hopewell Farm in Harrogate, Tennessee. We apply our Cathara energy work with all of our plants and products. Our products made in small batches with only 2 ingredients of pure hemp, full spectrum crude oil, and coconut-derived MCT oil. Third-party lab tested for potency and legal THC levels with 6 strengths of 1 ounce oil to choose from. Know what you're buying and get what you pay for from Hopewell Farm. Applied directly to a specific area, Hopewell Farm topical salve in 1 ounce and ½ ounce sizes, made with pure hemp crude oil, comfrey extract, and all natural ingredients. Find the Hopewell Farm link and coupon code on the Unex Network website at unexnetwork.com. That's unexnetwork.com.
Well, if people want to learn more, because we have a lot of information, they can also see the study results and go through a lot of stuff. Or if they want to purchase, you guys going to have to provide a link. Yeah. Now, there's no membership fees. There's no obligation. This is not an MLM. This is not you got recurring fees, or there's no catch, okay? People are going to sign up, give up their name and their email, and make their password. They accept the terms and conditions, and they go right through. And that's the way it works. So you don't have to buy every month or none of that kind of stuff.
Hi, welcome back to Weeds of Wisdom. This is Kimberly Crail, Casey the Wise Woman. And my guest tonight is Melodie Porter, and she is a mushroom farmer. And so we were just going to get into some of the products and forms that you offer for the mushrooms and what you recommend. So
Okay.
Over to you.
All right. I am very proud to present these products, and they have been each and every one of our products has been brought to us through love. So we started making our mushroom coffee. There's so much mushroom coffee out there, but what I found is most people don't enjoy it. They love that they're beneficial and that they are helping their body in all these ways, but if we're not actually taking it in, then we're not getting the benefits. So this first product is our mushroom coffee, and we saddled up with a local coffee company in town that grinds their own coffee and has ties to the farmers in Guatemala. So we get to hear a little bit about that story if you're interested.
Nice.
But our mushroom coffee has a blend of mushroom extracts and some of the mushrooms that we grow that have been dehydrated. And it's all the heavy hitters: chaga, lion's mane, shiitake, enoki, all of the main ones that are helping cordyceps with our brain health, with energy on a different level. You know, caffeine in this quantity doesn't resonate with me personally, but so many people are looking, that are coffee drinkers, to take mushrooms that don't even enjoy eating mushrooms. They're looking to supplement, have a supplement that they can take daily and receive the nutritional benefits that they need. So enter our mushroom coffee. This is how we started to create this one, because a gentleman, one of our favorite, if I can say that, customers, he just had has, we're all in a transition of healing and all of that, but
Right.
he loves mushrooms, but he definitely wanted to take it daily, and for him we created that. I started having issues with the caffeine in coffee. I love coffee, but so I created for myself and for us uh, needing to have a little less caffeine in our lives, our mushroom matcha. And again, just like the coffee, it tastes just like matcha. It does not taste like mushrooms at all. I'm very proud of this fact. So we
Yeah.
use the same blend of extracted mushrooms, except we leave out our dehydrated ones so that it can completely be all water soluble like you expect in a matcha. And the matcha has turmeric and ginger that I dehydrate. I also found that matcha I was making the matcha with ginger that I purchased, organic, but it almost seemed like somebody took all the life out of the ginger. I like just a little hint of spice to it. So with the
Right.
turmeric,
Right.
black pepper, ginger, the Ceylon cinnamon, it's a really beautiful morning ritual that I can still enjoy. And
Nice.
when we are creating these products, it's important for you to know that I am definitely sending love in each step of the process, measuring, sifting, adding to the bag. I am absolutely sending love to any and everyone that is taking this in as medicine for mind, body, and soul. So,
It's so important. Really, the intention is really everything. And where you're
yeah,
vibrating when you're actually doing the work. If you're coming at it from
right.
that energy is going to be picked up into whatever it is that you put out there, whether it's a product or just your field, so
Yeah,
to speak. So yeah, that's super important. But I think it's particularly the case when we're dealing with things that we're taking in to our body. So
absolutely.
I so appreciate that. And
Yeah.
so you have the matcha, which has no coffee in it,
Correct.
and then a bunch of spices and goodies, and then you have
Hmm.
mushroom coffee, which is essentially mushrooms and coffee. Is
Yes.
that
It's mushrooms and coffee. It's the extracted version of the organic mushrooms, and it's
okay?
completely the powder is water soluble, but the coffee is just like you would add to French press or
Got it.
drip coffee.
Coffee.
So it's
Right.
one
Right.
tablespoon of the coffee. You add 1 tablespoon per cup,
Got
however
it.
you're making your coffee. We
Same
also
as
offer,
you would if you were brewing it. Yeah. Okay.
yes,
And it tastes
exactly.
good. It tastes good
It
because
tastes
it's mainly
just like
coffee.
amazing coffee. It's
Because the
freshly
extracts, the
ground.
mushroom extracts, don't have taste, right?
They don't. It's amazing because it's so
Right.
little, such little amount of powder that
Right.
with a coffee, you just can't taste anything but amazing coffee and really good organic matcha. So, and
That's
one of the
cool.
beautiful things, and you had mentioned to me the other night when we were speaking, was about the heavy metals when matcha is processed or tea is processed. So I definitely
Mm.
looked into that and I thought, not my matcha. My matcha is organic. And it turns out it
Good.
is a great organic matcha. But what I also found out is because the matcha leaves, the tea leaves they grow them in the shade, that they have a lot more chlorophyll than if being, I don't know, that's just what this article said. They have a lot more chlorophyll in them, which actually helps us detox
Yes.
from heavy metals. I thought that
Correct.
was so
Yeah.
beautiful.
Yes. Isn't that great?
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
love that. Yes. And and um and we were also chatting how when our bodies are sufficiently mineralized, i.e., calcium, magnesium, potassium, the trace minerals,
Hmm.
they chelate heavy metals. And so it's saying, and chlorophyll is another good chelator. But the point is, you want to nourish yourself thoroughly, particularly with minerals, because then you're starting yourself out at a really higher baseline in terms of, what you can fend off, with your own, your body's own immune system. So just
Yeah.
because there's a lot of, I mean, I'm doing Masterpiece and I've been doing that for about 8 months now. because I had high lead levels.
Mm.
But I think in retrospect, that's probably an old lead deposit from many years ago. And so I'll probably just want to leave that alone. But anyway, what's my point? My point is mushrooms are known as a wonderful sponge for all kinds of things, right? So, all kinds of toxins, metals, pretty much anything. So they kind of soak things up and pull them out of the body is my understanding. Is that yours as well?
My understanding is with the micronutrients and all of that, it helps, like you said, helps our body shed unnecessary, unwelcome guests, basically.
Oh,
Yeah.
Cool. So it's the same. So basically what we're really doing is we're really supporting our own bodies in doing what they're naturally prepared and do quite well, but we need
Exactly.
certain inputs, certain nourishment, certain nutrients.
Yeah.
I'm totally with you there. That's wonderful. That's really,
Yeah. We
I
also
mean, I
have
knew.
a dog biscuit too that I make.
Oh,
It has
okay.
turkey tail mushroom only in it. A lot of people care more about their animals than they do themselves, which is beautiful and also not so beautiful. We should
It's
care
disturbing.
equally.
I
But
know. My ex-husband would take the dog to the vet before he would call the doctor for himself.
right. So with that in mind, I use only turkey tail in the dog biscuits. There are many other safe mushrooms for animals, but turkey tail, there's so much scientific research on that one for it helping with cancer and many other things. So I have like a moderate dose biscuit that I make with sweet potatoes or pumpkin, peanut butter, whole wheat flour, oats, all of these very, very no preservatives. So I cook them, I bless them, and then I dehydrate them as an extra step so that because they don't have preservatives, that they won't go bad
Mold.
within the month.
Right.
So.
Right. Wow, a mushroom might mold. Just kidding. It's mold.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, it's funny because I bought mushrooms. I don't know, a few months ago, and I get them and put them in a paper bag right when they're fresh because they don't really just dislike plastic a lot. And
Yeah.
and then I stuck it in the produce drawer, and somehow it got pushed to the back, and I was like, oh my gosh, I completely forgot about you. Oh, and then just little tiny dried mushrooms. I mean, they didn't make a science project at all.
They dehydrated.
Yeah, they dehydrated all on their own.
Yeah.
So that's
Yeah.
awesome. All right, perfect. So, all right, so we've got the coffee, we've got the dog biscuit, we've got the matcha. What else you got there, girl?
So we actually just invested in a freeze dryer as well. So
Ooh.
what I'm very excited to do is I have a small crunchy obsession. I can't eat all those chips. Really, I'm eating too many chips.
I hear
So
that.
I'm creating a mushroom chip, which is very low carb, a little bit of protein, so many nutrients. So I want to do the variety of oysters first. And so one of my favorite recipes is to put your oven at 400 degrees, slice up your mushrooms if you'd like, put a little olive oil, salt and pepper, maybe some herbs, and slide them in there on a big old cookie sheet. And set your timer for 8 minutes, flip them over. It might go another 8 to 10 minutes until you see the little crispy edges on there. Then that's pretty ready. And I will make that every single week as a food prep. But from that step now, they start to get a little crunchy. I want to stick them in the freeze dryer and make chips out of them. Because then they'll
Perfect.
be, a whole bag. I can eat a whole bag of mushrooms.
Yeah, put some salt on them. I'm right there with you.
Exactly. So I have a salt and vinegar recipe that I'm looking to do. Just vinegar and salt. Some amazing, maybe Celtic sea salt. Something with a lot of minerals in it.
Right.
just different kinds, probably like a barbecue and an original, you know, just three kinds. I say I'm going to stop at three, but I'm not going to stop at three. So definitely
Well,
want
that's
to
fun.
include, yeah, I want to include something that you can just mindlessly eat and not regret. I need
Right.
that.
Unlike the potato chips, right? Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. And especially if you're
Exactly.
buying them without the seed oils, in which case you're paying like $5 or $6 for a little tiny bag.
Yeah, exactly. So
Yeah.
something like
Yeah.
that. We also have grow kits available if you would like to just cut open a bag and spray and have your own mushrooms come out. So my idea
Ooh.
this fall is to create subscription boxes that you could either send to a family member, maybe for Christmas, between their birthdays, that you can include whatever you want, you know, dog treats, variety of mushroom chips. Um, Also, what we have is we have dehydrated right now, but they're going to be freeze dried. A variety of all the oysters that we grow and lion's mane, um,
Okay.
freeze dried and pulverized in our Vitamix, our blender. So you
Oh,
take
nice.
a tablespoon of that and you put it in a whole entire pancake recipe, and your kids don't
Right.
know a thing.
I know, right? That's
So
great. That's
that
great.
was is with my daughter in mind for sure. She's very picky. So you could put a teaspoon in macaroni and cheese or whatever
Yep.
your kids will eat, and
Yep.
they'll be getting this nutrition. And um, what I'm
Great.
told is if you eat something for 30 days, even just a little bit of it, your
Mm-hmm.
body will start to crave it. You'll want to, it's
Yep.
like because they're sentient, because they're in there, you know, you're
Yeah.
feeling better. Maybe your mind
Yeah.
opens up. I don't know how it happens, but
Yeah,
um,
your cells are talking to you. They're going,
exactly.
"Hey, we would like this. We'd like more of this, please. More of this,
And
please."
yeah,
Mhm.
lo and behold, my daughter was hungry one day because she just came up to the house and said, "I'm hungry." And I had some roasted lion's mane on the in a bowl, and she actually picked up a piece and ate it. And she's like, "What is that? Chicken?" And
Ah, if it tastes
then
like
she ate
chicken,
a
you must
few
have
more
done really
pieces.
good.
I know. So I don't know if that was the 30-day mark, but she definitely tried a mushroom, and she knew. I told her, I said, "It's lion's mane mushroom," which is her favorite to
Sweet.
harvest. She likes to harvest the mushrooms with me in the grow room. So, yeah.
That's really cool. That's very cool. So,
Yeah.
so now we can, if they go to your website, sunriseharvestmushroomfarm.com, they can
Yes.
order these products.
Absolutely. You can order the products, and we're in the process of putting, together. We have the Wix website, so we're putting together so that you can choose and add to your box and then get it monthly, and it can include a small grow kit, just however you want to do it, or a smaller subscription box or a bigger one, and how regularly you want it. So that's in the works right now, so that,
Oh,
you could
cool.
just have health show up at your door with coffee that tastes like amazing coffee, matcha that tastes like amazing matcha. And
Right.
my dog is the pickiest dog in the world, and he eats these dog biscuits. And so,
And I love the fact that it's, artisan, handcrafted. It's not coming out of some big factory. I know
yeah.
that there are many indigenous people in particular that believe part of the reason food isn't as nutritious anymore is because the seeds never touch human
Mm,
hands.
I see.
So
Yeah.
they aren't aware of the relationship, right? So all they get handled by metal and plastic all the time through
Yeah.
the processing. So they can lose track. So a lot of people say to not only hold it in your hand, but to put saliva on the seed
Yes.
and when you plant it. So I find that very interesting, and I love it because just like the place that I recommend people buy tinctures and things like that, it's CatskillMountainHerbals.com.
Mm,
That woman wildcrafts it. She does it with love. She's been doing it for a long time, and she's a nurse, and that makes a huge difference in
yeah.
terms of And this is where we really get to the meat of the matter, which is the energy behind these plants, the mushrooms, the herbs, the foods. They're all bringing their energy, so they're bringing these beautiful things to the symphony, and we're designed to all sort of play together. This is our earth. Everything on the earth, is, we work together with it. And so it's beautiful when you actually, turn away from sort of the pills and the supplements, and you really turn back toward, more of the whole and natural ingredients. I just love that.
Yes, me too. I'm getting ready to start my garden outside too for the winter. So
Yes, it's almost
it's
time
so
to plant.
exciting. It is.
I
It
know.
is exciting.
I know. We're all like, oh man, it's been such a hot season down here in Florida. I mean,
Yeah.
it was a hot winter. It's been hot. I mean, usually after Labor Day, it's like pulling a curtain. It gets cooler, but it's gotten, okay, now it's not in the 90s. It's like 89. Ooh, great.
Right.
The real feel's only 102 today. Oh, that's good. So yeah, being somebody who was raised in a northern climate, I'm happy for the cool breezes to come.
Yeah, absolutely.
But that's wonderful. So, and you're not very far, so I'm gonna definitely take a field trip and come and visit you
Awesome.
at the farm, and one of these days. And once my kitty is past her health crisis, she's decided she's sticking around. So,
Oh,
so yeah. But as soon as she's back up and healthy, I'll definitely have to take a trip up and visit
I
with
would
you.
love
And
it.
yeah, and in the meantime, I'll have to order my coffee, because I have to admit, I've tried mushroom coffee
Mm-hmm.
bunch of times, and it was just like, oh, well, yuck.
Yeah. I can't
I
swallow
can't
it.
imagine. Right. I can't, like, I'm sorry, the people who are into the green smoothies, do you really like the taste of that? I know you're lying. I mean, please.
Yeah.
But yeah, but it could, because it doesn't have the actual mushrooms, right? It has the extract. So that's the
Right.
secret sauce.
Yep.
Gotcha. Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. And all right. Now, are you selling the little chip crispy things, the chips and that sort of thing
I
too?
I started my first batch today in the freeze dryer, in
Okay.
hopes to have them ready for the farmers market, honestly, this
Okay.
Saturday, because
Okay.
I
Well,
need a crunchy substitute. And I know everybody else does too.
yes,
We go to
yes,
the
yes.
farmers market and everybody has cookies and cakes and all these beautiful things, but it just doesn't vibe with my body. It doesn't work with my
Yes,
body. And I know that there's more than just me out there that feels the same way. It needs something
yes,
that they can grab and eat and that tastes good and they know is good for their body. So, yeah.
yes. I completely agree. And I did Atkins a number of years ago, where you have
Yeah.
no bread, and you miss the crunchy. So I was like, oh, pork rinds,
Yeah.
okay, but wow, that's wickedly processed, right? So, ooh.
And sucks all the
But yeah,
moisture out of your mouth.
yeah, and it sucks all the moisture. So I was like, I don't really like these that much, and they're kind of greasy and weird. But what I really enjoyed was dill pickles. Pickles, that
Mm,
crunchy of the pickle, and the
yeah.
dill of that. And the other weird thing, I know this is probably too much information, but because I couldn't have sweets and stuff, I would sniff other people's desserts. I would like smell them, and I would be
Yeah.
completely satisfied. I was like, oh, that chocolate cake, amazing, right? Because you get so much of your taste from the smell,
Right.
and so that tended to satisfy me. So anyway,
I smell that
um,
chocolate cake right now.
see, yeah, but there's no chocolate cake nearby, thank goodness. Um,
Yeah.
that's wonderful.
Yeah.
So now the farmers market, that's in Crystal River
It is
for our
in
Floridians.
Inverness in Citrus
Inverness.
County. Yeah, so
Okay,
we go there. We started showing up to, I don't know if you've heard of Growing Back to Eden. It's a little
I
organic
have.
farm about 10 minutes from our house, and we started showing up and setting up there on Saturdays. And his organic produce.
Is that the one in Tarpon?
No, it's right here
No.
in
Okay.
Crystal River. He was actually just
Oh.
interviewed on in the Tampa news.
Oh, cool.
Just just the other day it came out, but it's so fresh, which is why I love showing up at his event, because it's so fresh that you order it and he drives out to harvest it for you. That's how
Wow.
fresh it is.
That's crazy.
So
That's really great.
we show up there. We're going to be showing up at Greens and Goodness in Inverness as well.
Okay.
And Citrus Hills Community Center, we have a little farmers market out there, and just we try to do as much as we can,
Nice.
sanely.
Yeah. Yes. Well, that's true. I mean, it's tough when you're growing because, and especially when you love what you do, you're like, oh, I can just work all the time because it's what I love. It's not like
Yes.
work, right?
Yeah. It requires balance for sure, because we can be working until it's dark and not feeding ourselves, and then
Right.
we're like, what are we doing? We have to have
Right.
some balance. We have to get out in nature and step away from the farm once in a while and
Right.
recalibrate so we can put all the love and
Right.
intention into our products and into our
That's
growing
right.
process. Yeah.
Right. And the mushrooms also, to your point earlier, we were talking about microdosing. But even if you're not using psilocybin mushrooms, it seems to me that there's something, mushrooms are very beneficial to the neurological system.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Especially the lion's mane. I mean, there's so many, honestly, but the lion's mane
mhm,
I mentioned because it looks like a brain. I mean, if it
right,
looks like it, it's most likely helping that body part. And
right,
it looks like little synapses connecting, and that's what it does. It's helping those nerves come back together. And so I have
yep,
this little planter, and it's a woman's head. And at farmers markets, I'll usually put a lion's mane mushroom on top of there so people can you can bring
ah,
them home for them. This is exactly, it looks like a
yeah,
brain because it's helping your
right,
brain.
that's
Just
right,
as simple as we can. And that's, like I said, apples and peaches, they help for all of those areas as well.
yes,
Carrots, you cut a slice of it, it looks like a retina, the retina of your
mm,
eyes. It's just,
yes,
it feels so it feels so natural and normal when I think of it like that. This food is designed to be taken into my body and to heal my nervous system. And like you said, yes, the microdose helped me at a stage, but now I'm eating just mushrooms and doing
mhm,
self-care and all of that,
mhm,
and it's all working. It's all part of that
right.
balance.
Right. Yeah, and that's the difference between nourishment and medicine. Like the microdose was medicine, but the
Yeah.
mushrooms are just nourishment. And so
Yes.
what I teach people is how to make nourishing herbs, because most
Mm.
herbalists only talk about the really scary herbs. And so, it's not a take this for that. It's a, drink these, nourishing herbal infusions of using just 5 herbs in rotation every day, and you'll be amazed at how much healthier you feel and how much how many minerals you get from it. So but people also have to be ready for that. So you know, we are where we are, and wherever you are, if you're really wanting to take everything in pill and supplement form, then that's where you are. And at some point, maybe you'll see things a little bit differently and open up to the more whole, plant forms. Everything is an improvement from the processed junk food that proliferates from the population, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
So we got just about a minute here. So just tell the audience a little bit about, just leave them with a final word. I'll give you the final minute here, and just whatever your big message is from your perspective.
All right. So I would say eat as many plants as you can eat, eat as many whole foods. I try to get in 20 different plants. It sounds like a lot, but if you include herbs into one meal, at least one meal with 20 different things, you could do it with an oatmeal, you could do it with whatever you eat. If you can get all of your vitamins, your minerals in your meal throughout the day, then your body will just be so much happier. Also, support your local farmers. I absolutely, there's a lot of farmers that are putting their heart and soul into their products. And I know it's easier to just stop at a store and get something, but seek out who's around you. And if they have what you are looking for, then pick it up there, And if they don't have what you're looking for, come to Sunrise Harvest Mushroom Farm and see if we have it. So it is a pleasure to make products for you, and much love to
Oh,
all of
that's
you.
wonderful. That's so wonderful. Thank you so much, Melody. It's really been a pleasure. And I encourage everyone to go to harvestmushroomfarm.com and pick up some products, because that's what I'm going to do right now. I'm going to head over and
Wonderful.
definitely order some coffee. So look
And
forward
check
to
us out on
meeting you
Facebook.
and check you out on Facebook for sure. Okay,
Yes.
thanks so much, Melody. We'll definitely have to
Thanks,
have you back
Casey.
on once I've had a chance to experience your products.
Wonderful. Sounds
Yeah.
great. Nice
All
talking
right.
with you.
Thanks, honey. All right.
Bye.
Just hang around for a minute until the recording finishes, okay?
Okay.